Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are solving another LeetCode problem, that is 452, minimum number of arrows to burst balloons. Before jumping into the solution, I would highly recommend you should read the problem statement on your own and give at least 15 to 30 minutes to this problem. Let's get right into it. What problem is asking? That you need to burst balloons, all balloons, in minimum number of arrows, and there is one condition for bursting the balloon, is that you can shoot a arrow in between this, including the endpoint of the interval. For example, if this is 10 and 16, you can, including the 10 and 16, you can shoot a arrow to burst this balloon. So that much is very clear. Let's take this test case and understand the intuition. Ten, 16, let this be over here. Another is 2, 8, let be this over here. 2, 8 and 1, 6, let be this over here. 1, 6 and 7, let be this over here. 7 and 12. This is our interval given in the test case. With the maximum arrow, here the maximum is 4. With the 4 arrow, you can burst all the balloons. This is for sure. But the problem is minimum arrows. So, for the minimum, where should you shoot your arrow? That is the question. Where should you shoot the arrow? If I say that you have to burst 1,6 interval no matter what, and you have to make it as many as balloon burst with the arrow that burst 1,6, what you can do is you can shoot a arrow in between this interval, and the maximum height that you can go is 6. So your 6 is the limiting condition. Isn't it? So your 6 is the limiting condition. So now it boils down to this, that in order to burst this 1,6 and make this one arrow count more, what we can do is we can go up to 6 max while shooting the arrow. So let's do this. Let me change the pen color. If we shoot at 6, we missed 7, but it is better than 1. We took 2 with ourselves. Again, if we take this 7, 12, we take its maximum 12. We take down 2 balloons. So how many arrow did we require to take all 4 balloon is 2. That much is very clear, that we have to take interval, we have to shoot the arrow in the interval, and also the maximum that we can shift right is its end. That much is very clear. So what we are doing is we are greedily making the decision that we will shoot at the end. But one thing is not sure, that it is written like this in the test case, but I have written like this. Now, if you have done interval question, you have to get to this part, or even if you have not done it, if you use pen and paper and if you make this, something should have struck your mind. How to get this state? Because in this state, it is very difficult to judge. Am I correct or not? In this state, when I write this test case like this, is it easy to imagine or not? Yes, it is. So what to do? it's our sorting. But another thing or another question arises. We are given two things, start and end. Start and end. How to sort it? According to which we should sort it, and we will be able to properly compute our result according to which. But just few minutes ago I explained what is our limiting condition, what greedily we are taking, that we will shoot at the end. We will shoot at the end. So our limiting condition is our end. Our limiting condition is our end. So we will sort it according to the end. Why? Because if something is this much and something starts from here, then there is no or nothing to worry about. You have to use two arrows. But which type of sorting makes it 100% sure that the adjacent interval may be 90% will be overlapping is the end, because end is the limiting condition that defines that it is or it will be overlapping, not the starting condition. Starting condition is not a good way to imagine this. It may or may not fall in the path of that arrow, but end condition, if any interval ends and if any interval starts before the end, then it is possible to burst both the balloon using this. So here I end my case that how it is possible. I explained my greedy, I explained the sorting, and which type of sorting that we should do is end. Why end? Because it guarantees that according to the end, if it is falling in the interval, this case, if someone is starting, then we will be able to do that. So you can think this problem as like how many non-overlapping we have. How many non-overlapping we have? Non-overlapping. Why non-overlapping? Because when these two intervals do not overlap, then we have to use, then there is no hope of getting these two balloons in one arrow. So now our problem is like we have to count the non-overlapping intervals. This is our problem. We have to count the non-overlapping intervals. Let's see how we gonna count it. First is sort. This much is very clear. Let me write with another pen. I'll go. This much is very clear. Sort according to decreasing order. Why? I already explained, because we are able to calculate it much easily instead of we sort it according to the start, because start is not very intuitive, end is intuitive, and I explained end also. That's why what we will do is iterate. Before iterating, we will take a previous interval, first interval, not index, interval, the very first interval at 0th, because there is no one to overlap the 0th will overlap other, so that much is very clear. And we will take arrow for starting 1. This is for computation purpose, starting from 1. That's why you will fall short every time. So starting arrow 1, or you can think it as you have shoot the one arrow. Now you have to see how much balloon you can take with it. So again, I am saying our problem boils down to non-overlapping intervals, because it is easy to count non-overlapping instead of counting overlapping, because you will see the algo, you will understand with the algo what is our case. That if this case happen, just if this case happens, this one, move ahead, move ahead, move ahead without changing the previous. You will say, why you're not changing the previous? Let me say it again. If you forgot, our arrow is shot over this. The arrow cannot change its trajectory, so whichever falls in this interval is the overlapping. Am I clear or not? So if this case happens, we will still move ahead, but in this condition, previous will be changed. Previous will be this, from this to this. Old previous now changed to this previous. And also one arrow is exhausted. You have to increase the arrow also, because second arrow is short in order to burst this balloon. Why? Because we have to burst every balloon. So that's it. That's our algo. We'll keep on doing it, and after that we will just return the arrow. I hope I was able to make it clear, quite clear. I have already done, but let me again do the test case. It's 1,6, 1,6, other one was 2,8, and another one was 2,8, 7,12, and 10,16. 7,12 and 10,16. Yeah, our previous is 1,6. Previous, we are iterating, we are at this interval, not at this interval. We'll start from this. We have already taken, we will start from this interval. Already, this is already inside the previous. Is it overlapping? Yeah, our arrow is 1, because we have short the arrow, like here, the arrow, it is 1. Is it overlapping? Is it this case? Yeah, it is this case. Iterate further. No previous change, no arrow increased. Is this overlapping? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is overlapping. But it is overlapping with this, but not this. I just took your test, whether you are not attentive or not. So it is overlapping with this, but again with this. Is it overlapping? No. What we will do is that we will make this our new previous. Now our previous is this, and arrow is now 2. Is it overlapping? Yeah, it is. Iterate further. After that, you just get out. You return the 2 arrows. That's it. I hope I was able to make it clear. So let's see the code. Code is very much easy. Number of size of the points array or vector given, sorting it, a comparator. Why comparator? Because we are using second value, that's why. sorting and according to the increasing order. Previous result or over there was arrow. We will iterate from 1. As you can see, if previous, in previous what we are taking, in previous we are taking the end. As you can see, 0 comma 1, we are taking the end, and while comparing it, what we are comparing, the first value, not the first value. Yeah, we are comparing the first value because it's a 2D vector. First value 0th, and every we have 0th and first value, so we are comparing the 0th value, and if it is less than it, we are incrementing it if it is less than, because this case happen only at less than this. Let me again make it. When will this happen? When will this happen? If this falls short than this, and when overlapping happen, this is much greater than this, so we are counting this case that it falls shorter than the previous one, falls shorter than the current 0th, so this case we are counting. Increase the arrow, change the previous, already discussed. After that, after all those iterations, just return it and just submit it and see if it is running or not. And yeah, it is running. So I hope I was able to make you understand my intuition, and I hope you get or got something to learn. So you have to do what you have to do, so keep grinding, guys. What just happened? Keep grinding. And you guys are awesome. See you in the next one. Bye bye.